I just wanted you to know that you are actually on Facebook right now. And I want to say welcome to you guys. And I appreciate the people that is watching, getting up early or staying up late to watch you guys. And I more appreciate the young ladies that are here. I wanted to do this because I wanted people to know that locking is live and well, and that is all over the world. And it's like, and there's not just guys locking. There's a lot of lady lockers out there, and I have witnessed, I have witnessed that myself personally by traveling, and so I thought it would be fitting for me to bring on the lady lockers before I brought on the guys. The guys will be next week. We're gonna have like a form of guys, and I think that this, like the 10 people, I think that that is all I'm gonna I can do, and then I'm gonna go back down to my regular 4 people when I start doing the normal, because this kind of, I stepped out to get you guys in. This is you know, I wanted to get all the lady lockers. So, and then next week I'm gonna get, not all, but you know, like from different countries. And next week I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna have maybe just one person from the US, and then different places. So guys, if the guys that's out there that's listening, I will be getting in touch with you guys starting tomorrow. I only know of a couple of people that for sure that I want to be aware, and I'll just go on a limb and say that P-Lock, I want him to come on, and I also want Gemini to come on, and I also want I'm losing it, from Canada.
Scramble?
Who?
Scramble?
Yeah, Scramble. Yeah, yeah. For a second, I kind of, you know, he'll probably say like, you know who I am. Yeah. So yeah. So those 3 I'm reaching out to, but because I already have some guys already that's already know that they'll be on. Like Doug will be with us. Aga will be with us, and we have from India. Would be with us. So we already have some dancers already, but those are the ones that I haven't reached out, and I just did. so ladies, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate this, and I actually pretty much have everyone that I thought I would have. This is pretty good. I like it, and people are gonna listen to you guys, because I noticed on the videos that people are watching you guys' videos, and some people, especially maybe in the U.S., don't realize that locking is as strong as it is out in other countries, and for them to see lady lockers locking, and as good as some of you guys are, I can, you know, you can put you guys against any guy, because back in the day, it was never like the ideal of a lady going against a lady. That was the idea of the way it worked, but never a lady going against a guy. But nowadays, you guys battle whoever comes in front of you, which I love. No matter a guy, another girl, doesn't matter. You guys are just as competitive, and I love it. And I watch a lot of videos of you guys, right? I do. Some that I don't. Some that I don't even know, but being that I'm a creature of dance, I love watching the videos. And now that I've got to know you guys by watching you guys' videos, I'm gonna continue to watch you guys' videos, because to follow you guys. And if you have any questions after this, if you ever want advice about dance or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me. And if you wanna know something and I don't know it, I would ask the right party to answer that question, and I will get back to you. Because you would find that it's real easy for me, you know, I mean, it's one of the things I do whenever I judge a contest. If someone reaches out and say, what did I do wrong? What could I do better? That's the right part. I would always reach, I'm like double hearing myself. So I was just curious to make sure. So, but I'm real good about staying in touch. Young people, older people, guys, girls, everyone gets in touch with me and asks, because, you know, when you're older, you kind of know some things that some people might not know. But feel free. And by the way, all you guys, I watch all your videos, and you guys are excellent dancers, each and every one of you. I love watching the videos. And the good thing about it, I was not bored at all putting the videos together. You know what I mean? Like you go, oh man, I gotta put this video, I gotta edit this, I gotta do this. I was not bored, because, you know, just watching you guys, it was just a matter of where I would put you. You know, take this person out or this and that. So thank you. And I'm going to start by introducing everyone. Thank you, audience, for watching us, and you're gonna be in for a treat, because these are some excellent locker ladies, and I'm proud to be the one that is bringing them to you guys. Okay, so we're going to start. We're going to actually start with Brazil, and we're going to ask her to tell us her name, and for now, just mainly her name, and, you know, what time it is.
Okay. I am Sabrina Xavier Oliveira, better known as Sasa Xavier. I'm from Brazil, and it's 11 in the morning, 11 a.m. here.
Good. And I'm just wanting everyone to know the sacrifice that you guys are going through right now. Okay, the next one is going to be South Korea.
Yes. Hi, I'm Pansani from South Korea, and my crew is Lock and Lord crew, and now 11 o'clock.
Okay, now we're going to go to Singapore.
Hi, I'm Shanice. I'm on the public transport back home, also known as Ladybird from Singapore. And now it's 10:22 p.m. here.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to Russia.
Hi, my name is Olga, and there's no sacrifice at all for today, because it's 5:20 p.m. in Moscow.
Good for you.
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah.
Good. Okay, now we're going to Taiwan.
From Taiwan, and now it's 10:20 p.m. Nice.
Good. Okay, we're gonna go to Indonesia.
Hello, my name is Ellie, or better known as Elstorm. I'm from Indonesia, and right now it's 9:20 in the evening, so also not much sacrifice.
Good. Okay, now we're gonna go to France. Your mic is off.
Hi everybody, I'm Funky J. It's okay, it's 4:20 p.m. so I'm chilling. Everything is good.
Okay, now we're going to Japan. Do we have someone from Japan? No? Nope. Okay, then we will go to Philippines.
Hi again, everyone. Kristina or Cabochan from the Philippines. Just saying a shout out to all the funky people from the Philippines. So they're watching, tuning in tonight. And it's already like 10:30 p.m. right now here. so it's quite dark outside.
Great. Okay, I think one more, two more. We're gonna go to Hong Kong.
Hi guys, I'm Kayi from Hong Kong, representing the Quickies, my crew, and it's 10:24 p.m. in Hong Kong right now. Yeah, and I need to go to work tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you
it.
for staying up. Okay, and now we have LA/Mexico.
Hi everyone, my name is Susan Morales, and yes, I'm from Mexico, but I work in LA, and right here in Mexico, it's 9:24 a.m.
Okay, good. Okay, did I reach everyone? Okay, good. Okay, so now I'm going to start with Indonesia, and she's the first person that I would like to speak, and you guys can just listen to her story. I would like to know your history of dance and how you started, and who was your teacher, and if you are teaching, and if you are in any shows or plan to be or anything like that. And otherwise you can actually say whatever you like as long as you don't curse.
Got it. All right. All right. Yes. Again, my name is Ellie. I am actually American Filipino, but I've been living in Indonesia for the past 22 years. So yeah, everything I know is Indonesia. So I'm always happy to say that I represent Indonesia. Yeah, I started dancing when I was really young, actually, like in my community, I guess you can say, with my friends. I wouldn't call it any style. It was just, yeah, at the time you don't know what styles are. You just see videos and you just move. And then you make moves and you don't know what they are. You just put them to music. So, and yeah, me and my friends would watch like concerts videos and watch like the backup dancers and copy their moves, and watch music videos and just copy the moves of the dancers in the music video. And I think all the way until like I was 17. So that was like when I was like 6 or so, I would be dancing with my friends all the way until I was 17. I never have joined a studio or had a teacher that knew anything about technique or anything like that until I went to a studio. I was like 17. And then I started learning about hip hop choreography, maybe more towards choreography. But yeah, and then I learned locking. Maybe I was 19 years old, I think. Yes, I was 19 years old. That was maybe, wait, not 19, I think 20. Yeah, 20 years old that I started learning locking. I started learning locking, actually, I didn't really choose it. I was in hip hop class. And then at the time they would mix different street styles inside the locking and inside the hip hop dance. So there would be like 3 months of locking, and there would be 3 months of popping, and then there would be like 3 months of whacking, taught a little bit of house, sort of just like was in there. They would bring like different teachers, but a lot of times it was just a hip hop teacher sharing their knowledge about those different types of technical of hip hop dance, hip hop street dances. And it was in the hip hop class, and it was all under the name of hip hop. But of course, as they would teach each style, they would share about, okay, this is locking, okay, this. So yeah, my first experience of hip hop locking was not from a locker. It was from a hip hop dancer. And at the beginning, I didn't really like it. I was just like, okay, interesting, good to know. And then, yeah, I just continued. I was more focused on hip hop and actually contemporary jazz, and at the time. And yeah, I learned some, at the studio that I work at now. I started as a student, but now I'm teaching there. We had to take all of the classes. that were there. So I learned ballet and mostly contemporary jazz. And yeah, so I wasn't really focused in locking, but and then one day, I think it was like in 2013, that my teacher told me, oh, when you do locking, your energy comes out. Oh, you look happy. I was like, oh, really? So yeah, from there, my teacher was like, oh yeah, my hip hop teacher, oh yeah, go find out about locking. It's like, where? Because there was no locking dance classes at the studio that I was at. And then there was one locking class in the city, but it was very far away. And yeah, I wasn't a very mobile person. I was still quite, yeah, just one place, go to the next place. And as a foreigner, I wasn't really adept in like going around to different places in the city. And so if there were like workshops or anything, then I would just hop in and learn. Or generally, most of my locking knowledge has actually just been from joining workshops that would happen mostly in Singapore, because Singapore is close to Indonesia and very easily accessible from here. And pretty much there's not a lot of lockers that will be brought down here to Indonesia to teach, because there's not a lot of lockers here. So yeah, that would be most of my, the knowledge of my locking would be traveling to Singapore. If there was a locker that came down, I would travel there, and there would be locking events in Singapore. Then I would go down there as well, because at the time there were like 0 locking events at all here in Indonesia, and there were a lot in Singapore. And so yeah, I think that was the beginning of my locking journey. And then it started to become a little bit more, I became more active in the locking scene here in Indonesia. It was maybe 2 years ago when I started, together with my friends, started my crew here called the 4 AM Lockers. So it's me and 3 other guys. And together we have been creating locking events here in Indonesia. We created the Lock City qualifiers here in Indonesia. The first time it was 2 years ago. And then the next year as well, we've been trying to make locking events here in Indonesia to grow the locking scene here. And it's been growing a little bit. As for me, I've been able to travel not only to Singapore, but recently been able to go to Japan, joined WDC, joined classes, just going around and getting knowledge from there. Was able to go to Korea last year for a handshake. And yes, Australia. And Kayi, me and Kayi met in Thailand. I mean, that wasn't the first time we met.
Yeah, we met in Singapore.
Yeah, we met in Singapore the first time, but then we met in Jostaibu, Thailand, where Kayi and her boyfriend took the gold. But me and Kayi, we met top 4, right?
Oh, did we?
It was top 4, top 8, anyways.
So that's
so yeah. As far as my teacher, I have no locking teacher. It's just try to find as much knowledge wherever. I think that's all.
Yeah. So in your country, say in Indonesia, there is no OG has been to your country. No, like
not locking. No.
Really?
No, not yet. But yeah, we have plans to bring some people down, but Corona has done us in. But that's going to be our next, that we're going to bring some OGs down to Indonesia, hopefully.
Yeah. Try and get like Tony Gogo or Scooby or one of those guys, because they're going to give you like the original funk style, and maybe people will be a little bit more interested in locking like some of the other countries are. But it's a start, because if you think about it, locking has been around, one of the oldest street dances that's been around. So if you guys just getting to know it, eventually you guys gonna get to love it. So It's one of the things we either love it or hate it. So, and unfortunately, I love it. so, I thank you, and we will come back. You know, later we'll have like a little jam session of where everyone's talking, and I kind of like the way you guys interact with each other just now, which that's what you will be doing later. So, but for now, since we will go to the Philippines because she seems to be the most active in the bunch. so we're gonna listen to the Philippines.
I'm just so reactive, like
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm all good with it. So you have so much energy. I want you to let some of it out. So that's great. So
yeah.
tell us, the same question. Let's hear what your story is and your history.
Yeah. So
repeat who you are first. Everyone,
okay.
when I call on you, just repeat your name and stuff like that and where you're from. Thank you.
All right. Kristina from the Philippines. Kristina Cabochan from the Philippines. So I'm part of School of Good Luck and Team Fresh right now. I teach at Nude Floor. But prior to like all of that today, back when I was young, I think my earliest memory dancing was probably like dancing to Sailor Moon stuff and Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys, like all those pop idols. But I think like the first time I ever went to a dance battle, there were b-boys battling and they were playing like JB tracks. And then when I found out people actually dance to like James Brown and they dance with it using locking moves, that's when I fell in love because I didn't think I could do like break dance, but I thought maybe I can do locking. And like the funk music, I think it just really spoke to me and called to me so much. That's why I really wanted to learn the dance because I wanted to know how to freestyle and to just express myself in the music. So that was probably back in 2008, 2012. So in 2012, I learned from some of my friends, like my very dear friends, but now Ralph. So Ralph the Fire, he's an amazing locker. He won, I think, in HHI, and he won like a Don Campbell Award. So he's very well known here. So he's called Def Lock also. And now he's teaching in China. So he's teaching a lot of the kids there how to lock. But he was one of my first teachers, and his partner, Drew Bermudo, and Luke Lasam, who's also a friend of mine, who's a girl. So she was the one who really took me under her wing, and she would like bring me to around our school, and she would just teach me. Like we would jam, we would play music like in random hallways where it was deserted, like at night or like on the street, like just anywhere we could find like a place to jam. And like she would, and aside from her, like James Wong, like he's the one who started School of Good Luck, and he's really influenced a lot of lockers here in the Philippines because he's just mad funky and he can do like so many styles. Yeah. So like he would actually take me to his classes and allow me to just learn from him also and jam with him. So I think like learning from so many different people and like with very different flavors allowed me to also develop my own. And it was really nice because I think in the Philippines, our funk community is very small. Our crump community is super big. Our b-boy community is really big, but like the funk, it's tiny and compared to the other styles. So it's nice to be able to represent the funk community on this platform tonight. So yeah, that's why I'm excited. Shout out to all the funky people. Yeah.
Very good, very good. So anything else you want to say, or we'll come back to you if you.
Actually, Dawn was able to come here with Tyrone. I think that was in 2016. But unfortunately, during that time, I was actually sick, so I never got to meet him. But last year when I went to, shout out to Las Vegas locking camp. Yeah. So last year I got to meet Don, and I'm so happy because it's one of my dreams really to meet all the OGs. So it was such a dream come true to meet you, Don, Scooby. So I'm so grateful for Tosh being able to organize it and put it together for us to experience it, because like having you guys as our primary source of information was such, I think it's a really big blessing that we're able to learn from you, even if you guys started this back in, like you said, 40 years ago, but because of you guys we're able to enjoy this style. So there's just so much gratitude overflowing from me, and it was really a dream come true being in Las Vegas with all the other lockers and just sharing in the funk, the parties. I loved it.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. We will have our another conversation later. And so now we're going to move on to, let's hear from Brazil. Tell us your story and your history about locking and or any style dance that you do.
Okay. Like I said, I am Sasa. I'm 28 years old, and I have always loved to dance, but my street dance history starts with my brother because he's always loved R&B, rap, and hip hop music. So we have always watched the videos from artists like Usher, Sierra, Beyonce, of course, Michael Jackson, that is a huge inspiration for me, and James Brown too. And because of that, he bought a DVD from Just Debut and watched it. That like, oh my God, this is incredible. That was the first time I saw locking in my life. And then in 2008, I met a friend, a b-boy friend. He taught me some b-boy steps, and I started to know more about street dance. And at the time, I didn't understand the difference of the styles, but he took me to an event in 2018 for the first time. It was a b-boy championship, and then in 2009 he said me about an event near by my home, and I saw the first time my friend Darlita Albino. I think she was one of the first people that I saw dancing locking, and say, oh my God, this is beautiful, but it's so difficult. And I love locking for that. And but just in 2010, I took my first locking class in an event called Identidade Hip Hop. And it was with a guy called Zildo Farias. He's a great locker from here, from an important crew called Chemical Funk. And that was my first class from locking. And then in 2010, I believe, 2011, sorry, I went to a technical dance course, and there I met a friend of my college, Daniela Alves, and she were Darlita's friend, but I I already know Darlita, but we didn't talk, and because Daniela, we start to talk and be friend, but was Daniela that introduced me for real to Locking's world, because all the time she invited me to the events to take classes and always pushing me to Locking Exine, because at this time I still is learning breaking. So she put me to Locking word. She's the great responsible for that, I believe. And before after this technical dance course, we started to do regular classes with a guy called Evandro Ismail. I consider him as my master here in Brazil. He's a great locker, also a great teacher, and he is from Chemical Funk Group 2. In all this time, I met a party here in Brazil called Jam Olido. This party was organized by Franquejara. He is one of the most important OGs here in Brazil. I feel that he's very important because of him we started to understand the difference of the dances, street dances here in Brazil. So he's a great name with some others. And in this Gen Olido makes me feel like, oh my God, I thought that I was a good dancer, but there are a lot of people doing this. It's so beautiful. In 2013, I started my graduation with physical education, and I just finished in 2016. And this time I come back to study street dance because being in the college is so much things to do and study, but I could come back to study street dance in 2000, 2016, and with a girl from my group, the group I am right now, Nachi Glitz. She taught me a lot. And in 2017, I turned a member of this group that I am part, called Gurias. We are 6 women dancing, locking, whacking, and breaking also. And in this group, it's me, Darlita Albino, Daniela Alves, Nath Glitz, Aline for break, Carol Gomes, and just ladies dancing street dance. And that's made me happy because I've always loved the group, and when they call me to make part of this, I feel so honored to be in the group. And in 2072, I started to make Edu Alpha Junior classes. He started a project, a volunteer project doing locking classes, and I started to do these classes, and then he created a project, a locking project called the ABC Lockers. We are about 10 people now in ABC Lockers. And in 2000, in this year, actually, Franquejara called me to be a member of Discípulos do Ritmo company. It's one of the first street dance company here in Brazil, and it's very important with a lot of people that start street dance here in Brazil, and it's an honor to be there. I feel so lucky for that. And I have to say that two events that it's so important here in Brazil to locking Exine and to my locking history. It's Soul Locker. My t-shirt is from this event. It's the first locking meeting here in São Paulo city where I live. And it started in 2012 when I was introducing in locking words, and was so important to me and for so many people here in Brazil. It's a great event, and my friends from Gurias that started this event, Carol Gomes, Darlita Albino, Daniela, and other people produced this event. And it was very important because when they started, there are just women in producing this event, young women. And for me, it's crazy because we see a lot of guys doing things, but the women are very important to the street dance history too. And it's a pleasure to be with all these girls here and to know about their history. It's very important to know about that. And other event important to me, we started last year. It calls Dia do Locking. In English is the same, the Locking's Day, created by Edu Alpha Jr. and all the ABC Lockers that helps to produce this event. That it's so important. It's something like the LA camp, locking camp, because we had some classes and conversations and performance by groups of locking. And it's very important to me because I can see how difficult it is to do an event to bring more people to this scene. But when we see that it works, that people is going to your event and make this scene stronger, I think it's so important to me. There are a lot of names and people and events that I would like to say, but at first I'm going to say this, and that's my history.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you so much. And you've been doing this for a little while, huh? That is great.
Yeah.
Good. And so we'll still come back and as we go around. But thank you for that for Now I know more about Brazil.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, so now I think I'm going to go to, I think I'm going to go to Russia.
Okay. Hi again, everybody. My name is Olga, and I'm from Russia, from Moscow. I started dancing like when I was a little kid, and it was ballroom dancing, Latino and stuff. And then I stopped for a while because of my education, and it's pretty much it was serious, and I was doing my chemistry diploma. And then during my study, it hit me, I really need to dance again. I really need to dance. And the information in Russia was really poor at that time. It was 2005, and we still had this information about, a lower breakdance and upper breakdance. It was because of movie Breaking that came to USSR, so it was really like a long time ago. And during that time, we didn't have the information that this was locking, this was popping, and this was breaking. It was only breaking. That's why it was like upper breakdance when you do the arm moves, and lower breakdancing where you do the freeze and stuff. So I was really inspired by the upper breaking, and I went to a dance school, and the first time I saw locking over there, and it was the information was really really poor, and I think I started to search the internet, but it was not a lot of stuff on the internet at that time, and I only saw the stuff from Skeeter Rabbit, from Electric Boogaloo's, but it was so fast and so cruel, so I didn't understand a thing. It was really hard. And then we were happy because the Jus Debout thing started to come to Russia. And before the competition, they wanted to bring teachers to Moscow and St. Petersburg. So first teacher that came to Russia from Jus Debout school was Jimmy Soul, and then Pilok. And so we started to learn from French dancers first. And then we were really lucky because Greg came to Moscow. It was 2008. And actually Dawn came to Moscow first in 2007, but I didn't have a chance to be at his class that time. And Greg was in Moscow for a whole week, and we had a chance to really connect with dance, and not only, with the moves, but we felt the true connection. And he helped us to create this family. And it was a time when we decided to create our crew, El Mosquitos, which was really active from 2008 till last year, 2019. So yeah, and I was really inspired by everything. And then I went to a trip to USA. And it was a huge breakthrough because there was tons of information, and I had a chance to meet Greg again, and Matt, Tony Basil, and Slim the Robot, and took a class from Fluky Luke during Vegas camp, and yeah, it was a magical time. So that's my story, how I began to dance locking. And yeah, I'm teaching now. I'm really into soul dance, part of the, how to say, so I like to groove a lot. So what else? Basically, I guess that's it.
Oh, well, good. Give me 1 second because I'm bringing in someone that's coming in late, and I have to go to my computer to bring them in. So 1 second. Sorry about that. Hello there. Hello. I see her, but do you guys see her? Hello? Turn your mic on. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there you go.
So sorry, I'm Yukari here.
Where are you from?
I'm from Japan, Osaka.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I
So
thought we had
sorry.
someone from Japan.
I made a mistake. So I mistake Japan time, 7 a.m. So sorry. I'm back in home now.
Oh, it's okay. You know what? Could
Yeah,
you
so sorry.
turn your phone or whatever you're using, because you're like this way. So turn it so that we can see you sideways.
Oh, so sorry.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you. So we're in the middle of talking to everyone, and we're just talking about the history of each and everyone. So what I'm going to do is, since you just came in, we might as well just talk to you real quick before we go on to anyone. So we just
sorry everyone.
That's okay. But so I just want to know, how long you've been dancing. Who was your favorite teacher? What kind of events you have done? Stuff like that. Just tell us about you, about your history. Even though I watch your video as well, so I know about you. I just want you to tell everyone else, and if you can bring your mic, your phone or whatever you're using down a little bit so we can see your face. There you go. Yes, that's fine. It's great. Thank you. Okay.
Sorry.
Yes. Tell us about you.
Yep. So already everyone tell history.
Yes, just talk about your history of dance, your personal, like when you started. No one else, just you. Talk about you.
So, okay. So I'm now 46 years old now.
Oh, good.
Yes,
Yay.
but my dance history is starting now. Start is 23 years old start. My dance start. So yes, so my first teacher is Japan party dance teacher is Seiji Sakami. So my first style is party dance. So after I learned locking. My teacher is Tony Gogo, and many teachers. Japan teacher, it's US teacher, Scooby, Tony Gogo. So I don't know Penguin sound. So another teacher, or everyone, my teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've been dancing quite a bit. So are you teaching now?
Mm-hmm.
Are you teaching dance?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So now teaching and my showcase. So I'm freelance. It's only dance. My job is only dance.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That is very good. Very good.
Thank you.
And how long have you been dancing?
About around 20ってどう 20.
About 20 years?
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow. That's a long time. Very good.
Mhm.
Very good.
Thank you.
So, so what we're going to do is we're going to come back to you because you just came in and you want to get yourself together, probably hearing what the other ladies are saying. So, so I think we just have someone else that just popped in. Yeah. Where are you from?
Me?
I know you're from Japan, right? But
yes.
Another young lady that just came in, the name, that's a Hanh. Is it? Can you hear me? The young lady that just came on, what is your name? Can you guys see her?
Who?
Yeah, Hanh.
You guys know who she is?
Hello.
Oh,
hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, and where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Vietnam.
Oh, okay. Good. I didn't see your video or anything. Did Aga talk to you, right?
Yeah, right. I'm Locker from Vietnam, and I'm so sorry that I haven't sent you a video yet. But I have been practicing locking since for about maybe 5 years, more than 5 years. And so
okay.
I'm so excited to join with you guys today.
Well, good, good. So what I'm going to do is, since you just joined, I want you to just to listen to some of the other dancers, and then I'm going to come in and we're going to have a conversation, right? I'm going to let you tell us about your story, okay?
My story, right?
No, but I'm gonna ask you in a little bit, not right now. I'm gonna come back to you, okay? So right now, I'm going to talk to Taiwan. So we would like to hear from Taiwan. Can you hear me from Taiwan?
Fresh and nice to see you guys. I dance locking around 10 years. Now I'm 30 already. And my first
I lost your mic. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
my microphone is no power now.
Oh, okay. Okay. I can hear you now.
Okay, my first dance is locking. Because in Taiwan we have so many lockers here, and my first teacher is Yao Bai, and she's also my crew leader called IP Lockers. And I also met a lot of dancers, OGs in Taiwan, like Tony Gogo, Stan Greg, and Scooby Doo Junior. And so I can learn from all of them. But now I most inspired from Japanese dancers like Yushie-san and Yukari-san. And what else? So now I have a class, and also I teach soul dance and locking. Most of my students is kids.
Oh, okay.
And I'm so nervous.
It's okay. Take
Okay.
your time. Okay, I'll ask you some questions, so maybe that'll help you. So what is the biggest event that you were in contest-wise?
Have a lot of battles contests, and I also join most of international dancers come Taiwan to join, like OBS, and I think Katrina came last year, and
yes,
and I'm not really battling because in Taiwan so many great dancers, but I still like love locking because I can use the dance to know each other like this time.
Yeah, you know,
I'm very and what else?
Well, I'll just, you know, why? Because I was watching your video, and I noticed that your style is a little different because you do a lot of soap moves with your locking. Like, you know, I noticed that. Did you? Is that something that you decide to do on your own? It looks really good. I'm just curious if was that part of your style now?
After locking, I learned a lot of style like wacking, hip hop, but a little bit jazz. But I love grooves too. So my dance is always grooves and grooves and grooves. And I style is very inspired from Japanese style, like soul dance, and I really love soul dance. Makes lucky.
Yes,
Yes.
it's very important for soul dance to mix with your locking because it adds more flavor. And I say that example is like Demita Jo Freeman. She was the soul dancer of the era when we were coming up. So that's why a lot of the dance moves that you guys do, like the good guitar and even the stop and go, you know, the first variations of it was Demita Jo, and even in a handshake, she was a big influence on a handshake because she was doing a dance that they used to do when they were kids, like it's called pat a cake, bake them and roll them up. You know, it was like one of those take me out to the ball game. So it's good to do party dance because all our moves are from that, from when we used to do breakdown and the James Brown, and that's all the splits and stuff comes. So I appreciate that, and so I noticed that from you that you do that. I've seen other dancers dance that way, but it's and I think that it's a good combination, especially if you're doing the fundamentals of locking within it, you know, and you got that soul in it too. My whole thing is soul, funk, and rhythm. Those are the most important things to locking or to any dance style that you do, is to have those. So that's most important to me. So I just want to bring that up because I watched your video, because I put like 3 or 4 videos of yours together. That's why I you know, because I think you sent the most out of everyone. Actually, South Korea, she sent just as many. Okay, so thank you. And we'll come back, and don't be nervous. This is all like, we all friends and family. So we're gonna go to South Korea now and talk to her.
Yes.
Yeah. So hi there.
Hi.
Same question I've asked everyone else.
Yes.
Tell us about your story, your
Yes.
Your street dance roots, as we would call it.
Yes. Hi guys, I'm Pansvani from South Korea, and my crew is Lock and Lure crew. Maybe I'm the worst English speak here. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
but I will do my best.
Take your time.
Yes, I started locking when I was 18 years old, and now I have been doing it for 8 years. Okay.
Yeah. Good.
My first teacher is Eleanor, Nguyen, and First Lady, and Lista, my teacher, 3 teacher. My team won the Hip Hop International performance in 2015. Winner. Yes. And then, wow, so nervous. I think I have experienced a lot since I start locking. I've met a lot of people in world competition and better. As I challenge myself, I felt myself growing. Wow. And I enjoyed communicating with many people. And I'm also doing locking class right now.
Good.
And then I think it's also a happy thing for me to teach people for locking dance. Wow! Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. You're doing good. I asked you a question. I noticed that you teach a lot. I see a lot of your Instagram videos. Are you choreographing everything, or you have help from the other young ladies who are in your videos? Do you make it all up yourself, or you guys make it up together? The routines.
Oh my God. What's mean?
Your choreography?
Yes.
Who creates it?
I think many people.
Oh. You know, I tried to have someone to help you, with the language, but she wasn't able to come on to be your interpreter. So it's okay that you don't quite understand.
Yes.
But you have anything else you would like to say? You want to talk more? Are you okay?
Yes. Finish.
I love it. But that is so cool. That just goes to show you that, the bridge is different languages, but everyone speaks the same language when it comes to locking. So that is great. So I will come back to you a little bit. So now we will go to, I think we haven't done Singapore, right? Okay, we'll do Singapore now. So you guys, welcome to Singapore.
Hi everyone, I'm finally home. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw you on the bus or the train or so. We saw you come from
walking everywhere.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so finally I'm off. I can take my mask off. Yeah. But yes, thankfully in Singapore we can, the economy just we just open up, so we are able to teach physically right now, but like with measurements, like with masks and everything. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah. So
tell us your story.
Tell us your story. So I'm Shanice, from Singapore, also known as Bird or Lady Bird. So there's a story. Thanks, Sabrina. There's a story behind the title, which I will share later. So I started dancing when I was 14, but I got in touch with locking back in 2012. So, and that's where I really committed to locking. So I've been locking for about 8 years now. And when I started, because how I got committed to it is because I was working in this place called Skate. So I'm sure like a few of my friends here, like Ali or Kristina or even Kayi might, or Yukari-san also might know this place because that's where the big events in the locking big events is held at that space. So at that point of time, that place was like a training ground for a lot of lockers, and that's where I was like, okay, so I think it's time for me to just step out of my comfort zone and just like say hi. Can you probably teach me some stuff? And I attended some courses and locking classes, and my teachers are DK and Chunky. And they are still they're still actively dancing in their own ways, even though they have full-time jobs as well. So there's a few breakthrough events for me. So the first breakthrough was in 2014. It's about two plus years in locking, and I won my first like international like I got to represent Singapore just 2 years into locking R16. So that's where I got like, oh, like the big stage, and everyone like, oh, it's like, okay, this is how it feels to travel to another country to represent your own country on the big stage. And I got to battle alongside with Risa-san, Sio-san, Masato, and like Sugar Pop, one of I think one of the Gogo Brothers were judging, as well as Hanh from Korea. So that was my first breakthrough in 2014, and then in 2016 when I started my university, so I was studying psychology for 4 years. I actually took a break, a semester off, to go on this Japan dance project where it's about 6 dancers from all over Southeast Asia, and we put together a piece in Tokyo. And that's where I got more in touch into like movement-based stuff. So it isn't just locking, but it's more of like a street dance meet contemporary approach, which is not very common here in Southeast Asia, or maybe even in Singapore. So and then back in 2016, Just Nice, the event that Kristina was talking about, where Tyrone and Don Campbell was invited down. I was lucky enough that our choreographer, Vince, Crazy Vince, he said, okay, you know what, let's take a break from rehearsal, let's go to that event. And that's where I battled and I first met Don Campbell. Yeah, I met Tyrone a couple of times in Singapore, but to finally meet Don Campbell live, it was mind-blowing. And after I danced until top 4, and then I was like taking a break, and I was just standing beside his sofa. He was just chilling, and then he looked at me, and then he asked me what's my name. I was like, Bird, and he was like, Lady Bird. and that's how I kind of adopted the name Lady Bird, because like I then he and I proceed to talk more during the battle. We were watching, and we were talking, and he was commenting about the dance, about my dance and everything. And it was such a humbling experience. And from then on, I took on this name, and I've been using this name for as my stage name till now. And then this Japan project led up to another Japan project, because the team in Japan, the committee, wanted the same team to come back to put up a longer piece. And that's where a director, a dramaturg from Germany, his name is Fabian, and he's a dancer for Pina Bausch. Pina Bausch. So that's one of the big contemporary and because of that, that lead to another project, which I got to travel to Germany. So it's my first time in Europe. And one of the days I was able to take a day off, and I went to London, and that's where I joined the London locking battle last year with Funky J, Hurricane, as well as
Lock the block.
MP Lock. Yes. So yeah, Funky J, thank you for picking me. Yeah, it's such a honor to share this Zoom session with so many people. As well as back when I started, like L Mosquitoes from Russia, the crew really, I really like search on YouTube, and I watch you know, your videos, and I think it's an honor to finally meet one member, Olga. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of things that influence me. And last year I kind of like invested my money and my time to go to Japan. So out of 17 days, I was dancing 15 days, taking 3 to 4 classes every day. So I was following Yoshie-san, as well as Hana san, and it's like, and everybody else, and I really got into soul dance. And right now my dance kind of like evolved into mixing of soul dance as well as locking, but for me, I like to identify myself as a dancer, because I love all kinds of music. So whenever I listen to house music, I wanna go on that rhythm. Yeah. And even when Afro beats come, I'm like, yeah, I need that. Yeah. So like I for me, when I started, I really I told myself I want to be versatile. So that's where I picked up a little bit of whacking, a little bit of house. Recently I just learned like feet. So I think it's just a mix of a lot of things, and I think that's how my locking morphed into it. And I think besides dance wise, I'm very into researching. So Alpha, you recently had a interview with Thomas Boy, right? From
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
Yes. So my friend and I, we kind of like transcribed the whole interview.
Oh, you guys did that. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it was about 2 hours worth. So like we just yeah we just went on, and then we just tried as much. Yeah. And
thank you. That was cool.
Yeah. And I think it's important to try to archive, you know, all these things. And we recently also had an interview with Scooby-Doo on Zoom, and we kind of like pieced up some missing information here and there. Like Ellie was there, yeah, and we kind of like asked questions to try to piece up the whole information, and at the same time we try to archive the whole thing. So we are working towards interviewing hopefully Tony Basil on Zoom to also ask her questions. And yeah, so yeah, I think that's more or less. Yeah.
No, very good. Thank you. You know, it's.
Thank you.
I'm listening to everyone's history, and everyone has a different. You know, some of it's kind of like starting off the same, but it's a little different. So, but thank you, and we still have a chance to chat between each other when I finish with everyone. I'm going to go to Vietnam. Turn on your mic. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now tell us your story, you know, and your history. How long have you been dancing, and whether it's locking, or if you did a little locking, if you did a little something else, you know, just tell us about your story.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, I want to say hello to everyone here. And yeah, about my locking story, I have been studying um, to locking maybe about more than 7 years ago, maybe 2012. And the first, I just think that I need to. I just like dancing, and I watch on TV a lot. And I hadn't know what type of dance that I should to learn first. But actually, I thought about popping first before I choose locking. And when I try to assign the popping,
One second, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I hear some music. Could we turn down the music?
I'm sorry because now I'm at a coffee shop.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I was just trying to be nice to you. I'm sorry. So no, as long as it's you and it's good. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Complete. Yeah, you can.
I'm sorry because now I'm working in a coffee shop.
No,
It's
it's
a little
cool.
bit late, but yeah,
It's
I
all good.
joined the meeting. Yeah. So after I chose popping, but actually a friend told me that you should try locking because it's maybe you could like locking. So yeah, okay, I said okay. And my class teacher was Sila, and he went to Singapore. He went to Singapore to join an event called Lockdown, and so he met Chunky and a lot of locker in Singapore, and so he got a lot of knowledge, and he started teaching locking in Vietnam, and I was his first student, and when I went to his class, I just feel like wow, how energetic the class was. I was shocked because I haven't known about locking before. So yeah, so I really like the grooving and the basic of locking, and so he really a good teacher. He learned a lot about history, and he told us about the history of locking and connect us with the other teachers around Asia, maybe Singapore, Taiwan, yeah, and he tried to bring us overseas, and especially we went to Singapore maybe twice, 2 times to join event in Singapore lockdown. And so yeah, I went to Singapore maybe 2016. I think yeah, this was my first time, and yeah, I joined lockdown. Maybe this is my very first big event in locking. And the first time I see a community like Singapore Locker, they really, how to say, friendly, supporting, and they support us a lot because in Vietnam we didn't have too many locker, like less than 10 locker now around Vietnam that I know. So yeah, so when I came to Singapore and oh my God, too many locker there, and yeah, I was shocked, and I see that they smile with everyone, they down together, and they feel so very natural, like everything looks so fun, so happy, and everyone smile. This thing I hadn't seen in the event in Vietnam before, actually, because I just maybe I joined the freestyle battle, hip hop battle, but actually I feel the support of each other like in a community like Singapore is really like something special, and I never forget. So yeah. So yeah, so I joined, I got into the top 8 of that event, and I joined, I battle with even Japanese locker and Singapore locker and a lot of locker from many countries. And yeah, so when I see that I did something with locking, I made it. I don't know, but I just feel like yeah, I made pillow I met Lokwa from Korean, enjoy the workshop, and when I see the power, the energy, and everything that they teach us, and the first time I know what is really locking is. So yeah, I think that I will start commit with that with locking because I think recently I learned popping a little bit, but I feel like my body just belong to locking because I just like the moving and like I'm an introvert person. Like actually I didn't communicate with too many people around. But when I dance and yeah, when I start laughing, I feel that yeah, I can connect, I can talk with my body and with my dance moves. So yeah, I choose laughing and I think that I'm going learning how to type of dance. Yeah, I just choose laughing. So yeah, this is my story.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that very interesting story, as all of you guys' stories is. And thank you. And sorry for interrupting you, but I'm glad to know that it was the music of your end, not someone else's. So I apologize for breaking in. And okay, so now we're going to go to LA. Yeah, Julia, we're saving you for last. so I guess you got to recognize that, right? so let's talk to what I say, Mexico / California or USA.
Yes.
So tell us about your story.
Okay, thank you. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for making me a part of this. It's truly an honor to be here with you and these strong women. Thank you for that. Well, my name is Susan Morales. I am originally from Mexico, like I said before, Mexico, Puebla. I am 23 years old and I started dancing when I was 8. Well, dancing. I started dancing jazz, but it was because I was very influenced by Michael Jackson. So my mom loves disco. She loves funk. She loves everything. Oh, sorry. Before I say something, I talked to Punch Bunny and she clarified, and she said that she actually makes the choreography on her Instagram. So there's that. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So I started dancing when I was 8. And it was until I was 15 here in Mexico where I met my teacher here in Mexico, Nacho Gracida. So he introduced me to hip hop, popping, locking, a little bit of breaking. And I think my story is pretty similar to Elle Storm because I didn't like locking in the beginning. I don't know. I just didn't connect to it. But it was until I moved to LA where I met. Well, I started taking class first with Dennis Dennehy, and I need to give a shout out to him because he was the first one who gave me an opportunity in LA. And then a year later, it was until I met Anthony Thomas where I realized the different ways and the different essences and flavors that you can give to locking. And it was until then where I just fell in love of the dance form. And then he introduced me to Mr. Clean, who has helped me a lot, and he still helps me a lot with, like jump into the cipher. Like he always grabs me and like go, and that was a great help for me because I'm also an introvert, so I'm never the person who is like, hey, my name is blah blah blah. No, I'm very shy and I'm very just kept to myself. But he was the one who would just grab me and was like, go to the cipher, and then introducing me to everyone in the LA community. And then also Anthony introduced me to Richie, who helped me a lot with my training. And then I met Keely, who was a great influence in me, female lockers always. Also Tash, I never met her personally, but she is also a great influence in my life, and I will say that later. Then Luz Caboose. So I think a lot of people have influenced my life, but it's just because I consider myself a student of everyone, of all the people I meet, even like, of course, the ladies who are here, you, my students, even, of course, because everyone has something different, and I always have something to learn, especially as a guest of this culture, right? Yeah, so it was pretty much, well, I know about locking around like 8 years ago for 8 years, but it was until what, 2016 where I started training it more seriously. And yeah, my process was a little different because I was not the person who was training and going to events along that. I was just like kept in the shadows for a bit and just training. And then it was until when I felt that I was ready, that I was like, okay, now I'm gonna start going to events, which was pretty much like last year or 2 years ago. So yeah, there's that. And then last year I started traveling pretty close, to Oakland, San Jose, and where I met the groove mechanics, who are also great people. Like, I went to their last event and I met so many great people. Of course, the Bay Area Lady Lockers, I need to talk about them because they are 3 ladies who are holding the scene down there and are doing great stuff. Who else? Chaz, all of them. Yeah, and obviously my family from Function Point. So Function Point, it's created by Oni and Al, who are 2 guys from the LA area, and they hold sessions in Long Beach and Orange County. But I used to I live in North Hollywood. So those who are familiar with the California map, it's pretty far. It's pretty far. So North Hollywood is pretty far from those places. So that was when I realized that I wanted to provide sessions closer to my area, So that's when I founded Let's Lock Sessions. And those are, sessions in downtown LA. And they were growing until COVID came, but it's fine. We're gonna go back soon. And yeah, I think that's like my story pretty shortened. And I do teach, and that's thanks to Tash, because I was really nervous and I was not confident at all to take that responsibility because I take teaching very seriously. But she was the one who told me, like, hey, you don't need to know everything. Just be honest with your students and tell them that you don't know everything, but that you're doing your best to teach them whatever you know. Just make sure that you're still learning and all of these things. So it's thanks to Tash that I started teaching. And yeah, now I teach at Movement Lifestyle, and I used to teach at Debbie Reynolds. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, good. So that's a very good story. And so you were at in Mexico. So it's hard for you to try and come back because this virus craziness, right?
Yes. Well, I'm here because I didn't really want to pay rent, because those who know that LA is a very expensive place. So right now I'm here in Mexico, and it's great because I'm also connecting with the Mexican locking community. So yeah, we have also great female lockers here, like Carla Ochoa, and she's like holding it down here as well. So it's good now that I have these 2 connections.
Good. Well, just since you're closer than everyone else, to California and Mexico is not too far from each other. If you ever need any assistance, I'll be glad to help out or get one of the guys to help you guys out, especially when you're back. Okay. If you need anything, I'll be glad to do that for you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I still know a lot of the OGs, so if anything that we could help you with, because we know that it's not as big as it used to be in California and stuff, and it's a lot bigger in other countries, but it's something that still haven't left us. It's home. LA is the home of locking. So, and that's one of the main reasons that I do this as well, to let people know that that's why I have that big LA sign in the back on this side, I guess, just to let people know this is where it came from, and it would always be here. That if it might not seem like it, but we have a lot of lockers here that have a lot of knowledge about locking in LA, even though it's not one of the things that you would see locking in LA. And I'll say this real quickly. It's just that, see, from my knowledge, coming up in the entertainment world, is like New York and say especially LA, where there's a lot of dancers. So a lot of dancers here, but they're all style dancers. And usually in LA, it's all about getting the commercial, or getting the video, or getting you know, a YouTube hit, or you know, things like that. It's what the dancers I noticed about, you know, and which is good. That's what I did. I mean, I you know, I started off for the fun of it, but of course it became, for 25 years, I was a professional dancer. Like, even though I danced a lot longer, but for 25 years, that's all I did for my life, for making money. It was dance, you know, and I'm still dancing, you know. I retired from being a general contractor and I still dance. So with that said, is a lot of the dancing styles goes to people that's learning to be an actor or some form of entertainment field, and locking is not on the top list when it comes to a producer or a director saying, okay, I want a bunch of lockers. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so difficult, because they're taking hip hop classes, which is mixed with everything, and it's more like choreo. The choreo would be like with a little everything, and they still have popping and stuff, but popping is not as big as it used to be in LA either, because the commercial scene doesn't ask for popping that much either. You know, it's more, it's not that it's dead or anything like that. It's just that it's all underground, and because you see it when you see like commercials and movies and stuff like that. And the only time you see it in a movie now is when they're doing period movies from the past and stuff like that. So, but in other countries, it's and when I travel, I notice that all the styles are like very good. I mean, excellent out there. And for myself, even being my age, when I go out to party dance, I'm still locking. And that's not just me. You get all of the poppers that used to pop. Whenever we do anything, we still doing it. It's just that on my first, I always talk about what I know, right? And that's what I know. I know that it's not popular, maybe because of the music is different, but mainly because the music is different. The entertainment field makes it also different. So people are looking for something different. And it pretty much started, you know, like in the Michael Jackson and the Janet Jackson videos. That's when it started changing a little bit. So, but for all the countries that's out there, locking couldn't be like more enjoyable to do. I mean, it's a free dance. It's a dance that you get a chance to like just be yourself. But I want you guys to know, before I go to Julia on this, is locking is not easy. Okay, it's not easy. You know, not that popping is, especially not breaking. Breaking is very hard, but breaking is more of a gymnast type atmosphere. You know, when I first saw it, I thought it was like the way gymnasts do. You like you're doing a floor routine as a gymnast, and because I'm into that part. If I wouldn't have came to LA, if I would have went to New York, I'm quite sure I would have been a b-boy, because I love dancing on the ground. That's me. I'm always doing stuff on the floor. Well, used to, but the main important thing is that locking is a dance when done. When you see Don dance, Don is the one that created this dance, right? And like I said, I only talk about what I know, Dawn, when I first saw Dawn dance, it was like diving and jumping and splitting and hitting the floor and throwing things up, catching him behind his back, twirling his hat and giving fives and all that stuff. It's like all of that. It's a lot of energy. And whenever you saw the original lockers, counting, say, Rerun and Fluky, Greg, Shav, Tony, Basil, Don himself, and I think it's the 7 of those guys, Fluky Luke. We were all lockers together like before there was a locker group, right? So everyone had their style, but the reason I'm talking to you guys like this is because locking, to keep it really interesting, keep it like forceful, it has to be a dance that people see that it's not easy, because locking is like splits, knee drops, alphas, corkscrews, being on the floor, coming up, knowing how to get out of move when you do your points and you do all the locking up, muscle man, all that stuff. You still have to do some power moves. The power moves are the most important part when it comes to locking, because if you look at all of the best lockers, and even though I was a very good dancer, I wasn't known as like the best locker, but I was an excellent dancer when it comes to like performing, and that's why I performed so much. And I stayed around, longer than some of the other dancers, because I was doing floor stuff, and my dancing came from Russian style dancing. All my moves. I used to watch Russian style when I was, like in the 60s, doing all that stuff. And that's where my power moves came from. And I said I wasn't gonna talk about myself. I'm really not. I'm just talking about the idea that locking is not an easy dance, and you have to put a lot into it. And I noticed that a lot of you guys are excellent dancers. Excellent. But my thought was, when you look at the best dancers, best locker dancers out there, like say Firelock and Hurricane, and say Gemini when he was dancing, and I'm talking about the dancers that's dancing right now, not the OGs, but the ones that's winning, and there's more. Just names are escaping me, but Scramalock, those guys, when you see them, even like say the Go-Go Brothers, right? And Bosch and Hugo and Bosch, those two, what's the names?
Hilty and Bosch.
Yes, you see that they all have power moves. If you notice, right? It's all that energy that they're giving, and that's part of locking. That is like, it's because it's from Don. It's not like whenever we used to go to dance contests before there was a locker dance group, we went to dance contests 6 nights a week, seriously, especially 5. But 5 for sure, sometimes 6. Every night we would go to a dance contest, some club somewhere. That's what we did for, like having so much fun. And it was like fun for us. But each one would go out and do their solos. It wasn't about routines, like solo, doing the best move you can come up with. And that's why I end up, spending my time on the ground doing my moves, because it was powerful for me to do. And I didn't want to stand up a lot. I wanted to hit the floor, hit the floor, hit the floor. So I'm just saying that if you want to because all of you are fantastic dancers, but if you want to add to it, come up with some power moves of your own or some of the ones that you have seen, because it's very important if you want to impress someone. If you notice, sometimes you can do a move, then it's standing up and you do a move and everybody go, oh, wow. But whenever someone do like a fantastic move that they hit the floor or they go up and it's all different, they go, wow, because that's what people are looking for. The excitement of locking. That is true locking, okay? You can add, once you learn the fundamentals, like Don always says, You can learn the fundamentals of locking and then do your thing. My thing is I say, be yourself. Just do you. Once you learn the fundamentals, and that's your wrist rolls, your points, and stuff like that, all the things that you see Scooby-Doo do, that Camelot Jr. did, Fluky did, and and Demito did, and moves that I had created back in the day. You see all those moves. Those are things that came from Don that we kind of created on the side to make ourselves different, right? So we couldn't be like all the same. We all look the same. So if you look at the original lockers, because they're the one that was more prominent out there because they were on TV a lot, they did, even though they did like a little short routine, but they all were different. Whenever they did solos, each one was different. And each one had a power move that they would do to make themselves different. There's not one that would stand up and dance. Even Rerun, as being the biggest one, Fred Berry, the biggest locker, he would jump up and do like a butt drop, because it's like, that's what he could do. He's too big to like do a split and come up and stuff like that and do all some of the other stuff. But that was one of the moves he did he was the first person I'd seen do it, right? But that was his thing to do, besides being a great stand-up locker. But he also added power moves into his moves. All the great lockers did power moves. Tony Gogo was excellent with that because he would do a backflip and then he would put out like 8 chairs and in a contest and just run and jump over them into a slide or into a split, so that's what locking is about. It's also about you learning how to stand up and lock and learn those fundamentals and look at some old videos of lockers that's out there teaching the true fundamentals. Because I'm not a fundamental guy, so I'm not your fundamental teacher, only because I was a dancer already. So as soon as I learned my fundamentals of locking, all the things that I would do, I went into like my Louisiana style when I was a kid and started doing like the Russian stuff and all the other stuff. And that's why I call myself a locker, because I learned the fundamentals and I started doing what I know to win the contest. It wasn't about copying someone. It was like creating your own personal self and be competitive. You guys, we used to dance in a contest and go out one at a time and just for like, all of our dance probably is all of like 5 minutes for that night. 5 minutes. You guys go out, you're dancing for like a half hour, like sometimes 45 minutes, because I'm judging, right? I'm sitting there, holy mackerel, what kind of energy you guys have to keep coming out? You have to balance first and to remember that you didn't just do that move, you got to do a different move. It's a lot of things you have to do. So that's why I'm saying, just be a little bit more creative. And it'll help you, even though as great as you are, it can't do anything but make you better. You know what I'm saying? But learn how to go into it and learn how to come out of it looking like a dancer, right? You don't want to go into a move and you have to struggle to get up. You want to come up. If you're coming up, come up with lock. Because that's what, if you look at any of the locking stuff that we ever did, whenever we hit the floor, even nowadays, you look at the lockers that like the P-locks and the Hurricanes and the fire locks, when they come up from any move, you see that they're in a locking pose, because that shows that they're not breaking, they're coming up in there. That was a locking thing that they did, right? So I'm just saying, as ladies, and there was a lot of ladies that did that, like Anna Sanchez, and she was a heck of a locker. And if you ever see that movie, Thank God It's Friday, that I did, and Anna and I are doing I brought her to do the movie with me, and she did all the 4 moves that I do. You would see her doing, and there wasn't that many ladies that was that strong back in the day. But Anna Sanchez was definitely one of them. There was more, but Anna, but definitely like in our era, she was probably like one of the favorites in that time. But then she ended up popping and she did other stuff and whacking. She learned everything, and that's what you have to do when you're in that industry. You have to learn whatever is out. You have to learn to deal with it. So that's my spill on the ideal of if it helps you guys any, because you could imagine, as good as you guys are, if you start doing some power moves, you know what I mean? And some of you do, you know? And I'm gonna turn this over because the person that I've, did I miss anyone besides Funky J talking to them?
We haven't heard from Kayi, I think.
Yeah, me.
Yes, yes.
Hong Kong.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's somebody else that but I want to tell that, you know, so that you guys can understand, because when she finished and Jade finished, I just want to have like a little group conversation, right? If you guys have that time. So, but I want to get my little thing out of the way to letting you guys know that you dance fantastic. Just, you know, if you can, no matter what it is, add some power moves to it. It don't have to be nothing I have done or nothing anyone else has done, but be more active. Oh, she showed me her power moves. Exactly. You got to wear knee pads. You got to be, because locking is that way. If you're a locker, that's part of locking. Okay. So I'm sorry, Hong Kong. Let's do it. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. So Kayi here from Hong Kong. My cruise, Quickies Hong Kong. I'm gonna make it short because yeah, there's a lot of great experience. So I started locking actually 5 years ago, so not too long, like probably shorter than anyone here. And actually I started dancing in university, so like, you know, joining the, you know, interest course and like doing stuff like that. And then I started dancing there, and after finishing like the university life, I spent this year exploring all the styles, and I always knew locking as a style that's like super, like, so, you know, full of dynamics and characters and stuff. But then I didn't really like get into it like instantly. I watched it and I know, wow, it's a cool style, but I didn't try until that in like 5 years ago I joined the showcase of Doug Lee Funk in Hong Kong. So he's like pioneer, one of the pioneers in of Hong Kong locking. So he's my master. I learned like basically everything from him actually. Like I'm still taking his class every week when there's no lockdown. So yeah, I started learning from him. Actually, Hong Kong like community is not like very strong. I mean, not so like well developed as other regions like Japan, Taiwan, whatever. So like I basically learned from Doug or like Carter, Smile, like they're all like very like great dancer lockers in, and Lydia, like all these lockers in Hong Kong. And then I like just like all other Hong Kong lockers will always go out, you know, always go out to like Japan, Taiwan, Korea, Europe, whatever, and then like we learn from like Japanese lockers. So like I think one of very very memorable like experience of my locking life is that I went to Funkix. I'm not sure if like you guys remember it. Like that was the most eye-opening like event that I've ever joined. Like there's, you know, all kinds of great lockers, like, you know, P-Lock, Scooby-Doo, Tony, Gogo, like all the great Japanese dancers. And like there's so many lockers that like really literally like blown my mind. And then like I was like, that was, you know, I joined that actually at that moment. I just started dancing locking for like I think less than a year, and then I was like hit my heart. It was so crazy, you know, everybody's like doing their own stuff then, and they're like crazy. So like I just decided like this is my style, and like, you know, yeah. And then some very cool experience of locking would be lockdown. I think it's 2019, right? Yeah, and I think that's the event like where I met most of the pretty girls here, like Ellie and Kristina, Lady Bird, Baby Fresh. Yeah, that was like one of my most inspiring event. You know, like we joined this showcase for a week with HyoJoo and Bosch. They are one of my like masters, I would say. You know, they really inspired us a lot. And then like, you know, like that was so great, and meeting other friends, like a family we meet every day. That's so cool. Yeah. And then after that, like I joined Just to Put Thailand with my partner Jose. Yeah, and then like because there's no Just to Put in Hong Kong like ever, so we joined there, and then we got a champion, and so we got to join the final in France, and that's where I met Funky J and Fofan, and we met in the stage. That was really great. I like learn a lot from you guys. Like that's super like memorable. Like I always like, you know, flashback and stuff, you know. So yeah, what else? I also went to LA last year for the BOD for the competition with my crew, with the quickies. Yeah, and then quickies. That's where we met Alpha, Mr. Alpha, and really like I just wanna thanks a lot for like to Alpha for bringing us around, showing us like, you know, America. And then we got this chance to perform in the theater, like as a crew, and then we danced to the song Express of BT Express. Yeah, it was so great, you know, like amazing. Didn't expect that at all. Yeah, and then we joined the battle. We joined WOD there, and then like it's like a dream come true. And most important thing is that we joined the like we took class of 4 OGs, Mr. Alpha, Miss Dimina Joe Freeman, Miss Kiluk, and Mr. Skeeter Rabbit.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, 4 OGs in one go. That
I
was
think, even Fluky Luke.
yeah, Fluky Luke.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Yeah, he gave us one of his hats. That's so great. Yeah, that's really cute. Like meeting you guys and like talking to you guys like as persons, and that was like really just so amazing, so great. Like I'm really proud of, you know, being a locker, and like because it's not like just a dance, it's like it brings you all the friends from all around the world. Like just like now, it was like I was so grateful for everything. Yeah, and thanks again for inviting me, Mr. Alpha. Hope you can come Hong Kong soon, so like we can bring you around and like feed you food and stuff.
Well, it was great. It was great that you guys, when you guys came, it was nice meeting all you guys. You guys were so cool. How many was it? It was how many?
I think 15-ish. I don't remember.
It was amazing. I had to go rent a van at the airport for everyone, and I had like half of them in my car, and I drove the van, and because they had to go a long ways so I made sure that they got where they went. It took us like maybe about an hour and a half just to get the van while they were all waiting for us to get them to travel from one place to the other. But we did it, and they did a great show for a friend of mine that I asked them to do this show at this place we call Beverly Hills, which is like the, you know, like the wealthy place in LA, you know, and they rocked the house. People wasn't surprised to see like Asians locking like that. They went like crazy, and they still talk about that. So you guys surprised them that night. So thank you. And you guys were all so nice.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce like by name, you know, because Julia and, you know, Funky J, she's like, for me, out of all of the dancers in like international, not to knock anyone, but she's like probably to me like the hardest working dancer. Seriously, I mean, how old are you now, Julia? How old are you?
27.
27. And you know, I met her when she was like 16, and she came to LA and with pencil and pad in hand just to learn about locking. She would talk to, yeah, she still got the pencil and paper in hand. And she would talk to anyone that she thought had an interest in locking. She was there. And she has put her heart and soul into locking ever since I've known her. And I wanted her to know she was the first guest, her and, and who was with us?
Gemini and Richie.
Oh yeah, Richie. I knew Gemini. I was trying to think of Richie. Yeah, Gemini and Richie. But it was a whole different story, politics stuff, and I didn't like it. I said no more. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm done with that. I'm so done with it. I just want everybody to know that locking is from LA, and that Don's legacy is always going to be within my heart and LA's heart. That's the only thing I was concerned with out of all this stuff. And I just want people to always know that. And so I take my hat off to her so that to know that she hasn't stopped at all, not even a little bit, from the age of that age. And I don't know if she was doing it before I saw her, but from that age, and she'll tell you her story, and I won't do that, but I just seen her grow and grow and grow. And last year I went to her camp in Paris, and it's a real camp. Like a camp and a half. Yeah, there it is. There, yeah. It was like so cool. You know, it was so cool. I went on the bikes, the
quad.
The quads, and way back in the woods and stuff. And so I had a great time. And so I want to introduce you to her. And I still say the hardest universal dancer out there, no matter what nationality, no matter what culture, no matter what style. And she works hard, and it's in her heart. It's 100%. I know this for a fact. And I love them both, her and her fiance. The rapper, Mr. Nine. Tell him I said hi. Okay, so let's hear your story. Talk to everyone.
Yeah. Okay, I'm starting by crying. Like, thank you. Really, on my heart. Thank you for the words, Alpha. I really, really appreciate. It's a pleasure to be here with you all, ladies. I think ladies have so much power, and I always love to see ladies pushing, working. I'm glad I met some of you, and I'm so inspired by all of you, because you're all doing a good job and some great stuff. So shout out and big up to you all. Yeah, so I'm very happy to be here. About my history, I'm from France. I'm from south of France. I grew up in a village when there was like 400 people living, so very, very tiny place. I'm from a Spanish family, an Italian, so music was always part of my life. You know, as Latin people, we love music and dance. So I was not brought into dance, it was just here my whole life. When I started by music first, I was a drummer for 15 years. So I think this is why I loved locking. I don't know why I choose this style. I just loved all dances, and I used to practice with my friends. And locking just got my heart, probably because of the music. As a drummer, I was maybe attracted to funk because it was more organic and real music, I guess. So I started to take like dance classes around 10 years old. I was doing tap and hip hop, but like most of you and everybody, when you start hip hop, is a guy who come and teach you choreo and teach you many styles. But luckily, I met a teacher who was really dedicated and teach us every style. And little bit like some of you ladies, he told me like, oh, when you do locking, you're so happy. And like, it just fits you, you know? So I just keep working on locking. And at that time, of course, no YouTube, no internet, but we had DVDs. So every week he would give me a DVDs for the week, and I have to bring it back the next week. So it started by just the Boo DVDs. And one time he gave me Obsessive Funk. And when I see Obsessive Funk, is a Gemini movie, it's just like the end, or probably the beginning of my life, because I saw the original lockers. I saw most of them in the movie, and I was like, just, yo, I need to meet these people. I need to learn from them, from the source. So at that time I was 16, as Alpha mentioned, and I wanted to go to LA, but my family was not like a rich family, so I couldn't travel like that. But I decided to work after school every day. So I would do street shows, put my hat and start to take care of kids, babysitting, like do everything I could to raise money. And once I had like enough, I told my mom, like, I have money, we have to go to LA, and I'm not looking. So we traveled. The first teacher I had was Shabdu. He took me for 2 weeks, private class. So it was my really first locking adventures, like in the deep locking world, you know, with an OG. And after that, I just started to go back and forth to LA to meet all the OGs with my book and my pen. I was a nerd of history. I really, really wanted to dig and see every. I wanted to meet like everybody who did a ritual in his life. Basically, you know, I was just like hungry. I met everybody, I guess, like Fluky, Tony Basil, Tony Gogo, Scooby-Doo, OG Skid, Richie Rich, Anthony Thomas, Mr. Clean, like everybody I could in LA. Then I started trying to go New York, Vegas, and see all the lockers from the US that I could. I had incredible memories, like on the one in 2011, I think, in LA with all the OGs, a little bit as you mentioned. Kayi, same feeling, like I come and so many OGs in the same room and I'm like, oh my God, you know, like, it's so crazy memories for me. And since that, I started to do battles, work. My parents wouldn't let me be a professional dancer because for them it was not a job, of course. So I studied and I became a nutritionist, dietitian. And once I had my diploma, I ran to Paris and I did the Just Debout school. So I received a professional formation for 3 years, popping, locking, hip hop, house, breaking, contemporary, every styles. And while I was a student, I started to participate in Just Debout. I did it 2012 and 13 with 2 partners, Karamba and Groovy, who were amazing. And in 2013, I had a little thought to be more active in Locking for Life, meet Gemini, meet all the family members, and I met Vovan. And basically, there is a little story behind it, but we decided to do a Just Debout together. And when we participated, 2014, we went to the final. And like our friendship and partner life started. And that was a big motivation in locking because I was from South. In South is no lockers, is nothing. So started to be in Paris, have a partner. He was really like helping me to grow up. And after that, I decided to try to help locking to get bigger in France because I saw it in Asia. It's so big and so popular, like you mentioned. Fun Kicks, like you watch the video of Scooby-Doo is 500 students. It's just like an army of lockers. It's so impressive. Or the IP lockers is huge. And when I went the second time in Russia, I've been to Locking Up, which is a Vovan event. And that was just like a big ring in my head, like, yo, I need to do something for locking because when I saw the energy of the people here in Russia, which was not for me famous for locking, I understood that this is how you make the style live. You organize, you try to bring people together, you try to bring OGs to your country, and this is how you can help the style to go up and have more people and, you know, just keep living and keep evolving and be big and stuff. So I decided to organize the camp that Alpha mentioned. It was very difficult because France is not so big for locking when I started in 2015. It was the same year I start the camp and Pilox start pay the cost. So it was one of the first time in a long time that there was locking events, because otherwise it's many styles event, not only locking. So it was getting very hard. I think we had 20 students the first year. So it was like very small and very hard, but we keep doing it and it's getting bigger and bigger. And I'm very happy to see like all the positive energy and all the people who started locking, coming to the camp, getting bigger, getting super strong. And this is such a pleasure. So yeah, now I work for Just the Boo as a communication manager. So yeah, this is my life. Great.
Very good, very good. So thank you so much. Much love to all of you guys. And I know that for some of you guys it's really late, but I still want to be able to, like, if you guys have anything you want to say or to ask another dancer about something, this is a good time to do it, because you know, some of you know each other, but it's kind of unique for you guys to like have a forum like this and get to talk, because you probably haven't done a forum like this to meet each other, but just in person. But it's still very good because I feel like I personally have met you guys now. You know, some I have met. So if you have anything that you would like to share before we close out, we have about 10 minutes that you guys could talk about whatever, you know, whatever you like. Is any of you guys, are you guys just tired and want to like, so if there's no more questions, I just want to thank you guys, each and every one of you. And it's been an honor. Because you do have a question? Okay,
do.
Go for it.
Would you be able to provide us with some names besides the ones that we already know about, female lockers, or just women who were part of the Soul Train era and who influenced locking in a certain way? Like names that we don't really know about. For example, I don't know, the partner of each dancer, so that I can.
Just wanted to thank you guys, each and every one of you, and it's been an honor. Because you do have a question.
I
do. Someone must have their Facebook on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because that's what you hear. It's like the second. Okay. You know what? The thing is, thank you guys. Turn down the Facebook. Whoever has it on, just turn it down, the volume down. Yeah, there you go. Because you'll hear like an echo. But the ones that, you know, myself on Soul Train, my partner was Freddie Maxey, most of all. You know, she's, Freddie is the person I danced with the most, because she was the most active in locking, you know, and stuff. And Demita Jo, she was probably the only other girl that I was around that back in the day that was a locker and a character. But I knew a lot of the dancers, all the dancers on Soul Train, but none of them that had influence for locking for me. Mainly for the influence, it was only one, and that was Demita Jo. Freddie, she was a learner herself. So she wasn't, but she was a good dancer, just she wasn't like a person that was an influence, but she could be an influence to you guys because she learned a lot, and she's an excellent dancer. So, but that is one of the persons that if you ever come to LA, you should talk to her. And there's a few more, but I didn't associate with her. I forget the names, but those are the main two people for us back in the day, is especially Demita Jo Freeman. Everyone that comes here has sought out her one way or the other. They managed to want to meet her, and I agree. I mean, she was the first ones that was on that I talked to in this forum. You know, it was her and Scooby. You know, so yeah, those are two close people to me at this point, and they, out of all the lockers, lockers, those two are the most important to me, you know. So, and if any knowledge to be gotten is to them, or you know, or like Skeeter Rabbit. Skeeter Rabbit has a lot of knowledge about the moves that was created and how and why. But my forum is not about that. It's mainly about, you know, just hearing from you guys. But if it's anything, you guys all have my messenger. That if you have like that, I will get back to you with more names. You know, from that era. Anyone that wants to know more about any of the girls, because it wasn't just those two. Those two are just the two that I associate with a lot back in the day, but there was others. So I will, like I say, I only speak of what I know, and I will reach out, and if you leave me a message that don't forget, you know, I will put you in my notes to make sure I reach back out to you. And that's with anything that you guys want to know. If you have questions about something, even if it's moves that you not sure about, you know, because personally I can do whatever anyone else does when stand-up locking. You know, I choose to do what I did because it's my own. Once you get your own personal thing, you kind of live with that. And I noticed that some of the dancers that I watched in the video, none of you guys like looked alike, but you're all lockers. And that's a good thing because you all did the fundamentals and you all did locking. And that's why I said, wow, this is great. So that's the most important thing. I mean, sure that if you guys are not sure about some of the actual moves, but you feel that you have the fundamentals and that you didn't talk to an OG to give you exactly what it is, please let me know. Like if this is not the way that you want to do a muscle man, or if this is not the way that you want to twist your wrist, you know, up lock, you know, stuff like that, anything, the Scooby-Doos or the Skeeter Rabbits or the Stop and Goes, and anything that you want to know, the Witcher ways, the guitar, you know, ask me. And if I can't get a video showing you the exact way to do it, if I'm not doing it right, or if I would want someone to, I don't want you to do it my style. I want you to do it the locker style, and then, you know, like the original style, right? So if I send you a video, it would be exactly like, if I did it, it's gonna be exactly like the original style. I won't give you my style because it's my style is you know, when you have a style like you guys, you want to have a style that people appreciate, that it's not really easy to duplicate, you know, and that's what you want, because you want to teach, you want to choreograph. You know, the only person that's come close to my style of locking and doing my stuff is Eduardo. I mean, I call him Alpha Junior because he asked me one day if he can be called Alpha Junior, you know, so, and this is from Brazil, and he called, for the last 3 years almost, that's his name out there. When you know him, that's, you know, and he does all kinds of alphas that I never even did myself. He did all my moves, in which they used to call him, that's what she said, that he, you know, they called him Alpha Junior. So, but anyways, not about me, sorry. But the idea is that if you want to know anything that I can't get for you, I will make sure that you guys get it, because you're still young, and you still have room to learn. You know what I'm saying? So as always, and locking is so much fun. The people in the locking world are the most generous, and it's really a different atmosphere of lockers, because we're like the first ones to be like in the public eye. You know, not the first ones to actually open up for themselves, you know. So the lockers were like, not the, maybe the first, like B-boys and lockers probably came around the same time, but that's New York versus LA. But B-boy didn't get popular till like in 78 or something like that. But lockers actually started like getting popular like 71 is when it really started getting popular. So it's been around. So we have a friendly atmosphere. And my last thoughts is that if you don't think so, there's only one locker style, period, that has its own personal handshake. Is one that boom, ba, boom, ba. You guys seen that handshake, right? That is a locker handshake that just about every locker knows how to do it, especially from the old school. So there's no other dance group that has, you can get off a plane from someone from LA or from, I don't know, Mexico versus China and walk up to them and they should be able to go, ha, doom, ta, boom, chop, boom, chop, you know, okay? Because that's one move that we have as lockers that no one could ever take away from us is the handshake. And it's the one that all lockers of the original, there's different handshakes, but that particular one is one that everyone uses. It might be a different way that they go down when they do this. Some do lock, some of them go like this, but you just look at the handshake, just pull up, just Google or Facebook locker handshake, Instagram would be even better, and you will see it and learn it. And then send me a video that you're doing it with a partner. Would you guys commit to that? Could I get anyone to come? Okay, so I'm gonna be looking for it, and I'm gonna post it. Once you do it, I'm gonna post it. Being that I've seen you guys do it. It's the locker handshake, and everyone knows it's only one handshake that most people do. They just have one different way of going to side to like do the da-da-da or lock. So either way of those ways are perfect. So I'm gonna look forward to that, okay, you guys? Thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys staying so long. And if you ever come to LA, just like the young lady that's from Apple, from Hong Kong, that's from Doug's camp, will testify that you come here, if you need some transportation, if you need someone to tell you where to go, if you need a way around, just let me know if you ever come, okay? And I'll make sure that you'll be well taken care of, just even visiting, okay? Because I've done it each time, and everyone that's come here knows that that's what I do, guy or girl. Because there was one from, I forgot his name, I feel bad, from Singapore. He came to my place.
Dean?
Yeah, he
came, yeah.
A lesson from me, and it was very nice of So trust me, no matter who you are, just stop in. Thank you guys. Even Russia, come on down. I only met one Russian lady that came here, a locker. She's really tall, and she was with Luz Caboose, and she's like the tallest locker I ever seen. But she was so good. Yeah, she's really strong. And her arms, they had her do like a solo. She was really, really good. And I know she was from Russia. Yeah. But anyways, you guys, thank you. Go to sleep or whatever you need to do, go to work. And thank you again. And please, if I'm ever in your area, please reach out to me if I'm ever out there. And if you're ever in my area, please reach out to me or any of us lockers. We will treat you like family, promise. And I say that to girls and guys, treat you like family. Love you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alpha. Love you, Alpha. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll come down after Corona.
All right. Thank you guys.
So much,
Take care.
lady.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, all of you guys.
All right. Bye, you
Share
guys.
your Instagram. Share your Instagram, please.
Okay. I'm giving you guys your last words as well, letting you guys all talk. It's great. All right. Much love. Okay. You guys keep locking, and you don't have to just lock. You can do whatever style you want, but just keep locking and enjoy it. It's a great dance, and make it hard. It's a hard dance.
Yes.
Look at it. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.